Welcome to Linux Overdose, episode 25, and today is July 11th, 2016. And today's episode, I will be talking about Emacs, not in very good, much detail or anything. I'm going to talk about a few other things, especially my previous podcast about Black Arch. I did figure out how to make it big in Virtualbox, and how I did that was I had a different version. I updated to 5.0, and the ISO was still the older version. So when you insert the guest edition, it'll tell you the location where the ISO is located at. What I did, I actually went to the location, removed it, delete it out of the system where it was gone. And then I came back to the Virtualbox, and then instead of insert, it'll say download. You click on this, you download the ISO, and then you have the newer version of the ISO. And then what I did, also update the Linux header in the and how I did that was just sudo pacman hyphen capital SY Linux hyphen and headers, and that update all the headers where everything matched. And after I did that, I went ahead and insert the guests and ran the script, which you've seen that in a few episodes how to run the script, and everything went okay. Nothing fell. I rebooted everything, and I had full screen. So I did solve the full screen in Black Arch. Another thing I want to talk about is only left when I made the virtual machine, only did 21 gigabytes of virtual hard drive. Well, if you recall, the USR folder was 13 gigabytes alone, with all the hacking packages and stuff it had on the ISO. So you definitely want a bigger virtual hard drive than I created, which was 21. You want to go at least 30 or 35 gigabytes to have some breathing room for your OS if you're going to have it on your regular hard drive or a Virtualbox, or even have it if you're going to put it on your hard drive, you're going to use it all the time, then use the whole hard drive or whatever. But you definitely want more room than the 21 gigabytes that I provided, because after you update it and everything, you're going to have major problems because the hard drive is going to be full. So just a heads up on that. And here, this is just regular Arch on my Voyager, and I had this set up where I actually had I still, when I booted up, I was still in the console, where I had to sign in my username, my password, and to start the X, so I can have what I installed, which was XFCE, was start XFCE4, and I had to do that every time I boot into my system. Well, I went ahead and installed lightdm, which is a display manager. So I install that, and also install lightdm-gtk-greeter, and install both of them. And then I had to go and edit a file, a lightdm file I had to do. So it's an etc lightdm, and this lightdm file here, and I edit two places. I think I only needed one, but it's greeter session. I had to take the comment out and then added lightdm-gtk greeter. I did it here, and I also did it right here above the session wrapper, which was already no hyphen on it. So I did it in these two places. I think you only have to do it one, probably here, and rebooted, and now I'm greeted with the light DM. I have no background, and I did not set up for auto login, which I like. So if I was going to keep this, I would do both of them also. But I'm not going to. Anything I install on these virtual machines, I've been deleting everything. So this is just to keep this podcast going of different Linux distros, and I did 10 of them, and now I'm going to concentrate on other things besides installing OS. I just want to do it as many times as I could and have you guys watch so you can easily do it for yourself. You see how easy it was for me. I had very limited problems, and most of the problems were because of virtual machine. If I had it on a hard drive, I probably had zero problems. So any problem I had was pretty much virtual machine problem, which I figured out, and they were very, very minor. And you see me fix every one or explain how I fixed every one. So I just want to talk about that, and that is another thing I want to talk about. I did mention I buy other stuff that's Linux related, and I got 2 shirts, and I want to just show you the ones I have. This one is Linux, and Linux spelled backwards on the front, and the back is with the penguin Tux. And then I also, when I subscribed to my magazine, which was a Linux Journal, before they went to PDF files, because now Linux Journal's not on paper no more. It's PDF file only now. But I got this shirt while it was still in magazine form, and got this shirt for free for subscribing, I think, for a year. And this says Geek by Nature, Linux by Choice. And then on the sleeve is Linux Journal, and then their website. I do recommend this magazine. Well, it's PDF file now, so. But I love this magazine. I'd rather have paper, and I do have other magazines like Linux Format, Linux Pro magazine, Linux, I forget what the other one is, Development something. I got a few magazines, which I had an episode of all the magazines that I own. So hopefully you go see that one was, I don't know which episode that was, 9 or something like that. And books that I use too to help me with Linux. I actually learned Linux mostly through the websites and mess with Linux, and then I just got books just for reference mostly. So okay, so that's the shirts that I always wanted to show, and I finally got to show them. So now I'm going to talk about Emacs, and I ain't going to go in details or anything here, because it actually threw me off. I actually did install it. I played around with it a little bit. Still not, fully familiar with it yet. But what I'm going to do now, the rest of this month, if I have any other podcasts, which I will, you notice I do more than one a week, or I average more one a week. Lately, I've been a little slower because I'm trying to get prepared of the most complicated things that I'm not familiar with, like Arch. I thought I did real good installing Arch and Black Arch, and because I wasn't familiar with Arch, and now I'm comfortable where I can install it on my system and use it as a regular OS, which I probably will sometime down the road. I might have an episode and actually install Arch on my laptop, because my laptop needs to be updated. It's old laptop. Actually, someone gave it to me, and I do have Linux on it, but it's time for another update. So I'll probably do an Arch Linux episode on that, and I'll probably go for a window manager instead of a DE. So, and well, everyone knows how to install a program. You should, by typing a command, or go to your package manager or whatever. So you can go. Emacs is very popular. It's been around since GNU Unix. So so it's a pretty old text editor. It's more than a text editor. So and they improve their website, and it's, like I said, it's very easy to install. And I did install Terminator on here. And then how you install that? Well, this is of course Arch, so I'm going to use Pac-Man, but you use whatever you got to use to install Emacs. So sudo, and I already have it installed, Pac-Man s Emacs, and then you installed it. But I was very, very, very surprised that when I ran it, it was in a GUI form. It wasn't in a inside my terminal. It had its own separate window and everything. I was very surprised at the default. Now, I guess I don't know how long it's been like this, but if I type Emacs, and that's all I did, press enter, and it's in X form, in its own window. So this is the start page in a GUI form, and this is default, which surprised me a lot. But what I'm going to do is, like I said, from now on, I'm going to go ahead and install it on my Voyager and my Debian version, Emacs, and I'm going to start using it. I mean, that's the only text editor I'm going to start using for the rest of my podcast for the rest of this month, and that way I get familiar with it. But I am going to use the GUI as much as possible. And I guess if you didn't have X installed, it automatically will go into a console. Now, you can fire this up into a console. And how you quit this, which is pretty cool. The GUI, it gives you the keys that you got to use to do the operation. And to quit is CX, which is Control X, and then Control C. So I'm going to do that right now. Just click on here and Control X, and you'll see it here in this little mini buffer, I guess they call it, and then C, and then Control C, and I'm exit. Now, say I want to fire it up, but we'll go ahead and clear this. So I want to fire up in my console. So Emacs, and then the flag for no window is NW, and now it will fire up in here. So and you still got the start page, and to open up a new file or stuff, I can just go hover under visit new file and then press enter, and then at the below you see it says find file, and then if the file exists it'll open up in here. If it don't exist, it's in my home folder, so my home folder. And right now I actually installed, well, I didn't install, I copied the Vim tutor page, and it's here right now, which I thought would be funny to go through the key bindings in a Vim tutor page, which I can't follow the Vim tutor page. I have to go use the Emacs keys, which is pretty funny. But I enter this, and now I'm in, I can make this big here. Now I'm in the Vim tutor and using my Emacs. And you can go and use your your arrow keys to get around. And plus let's see, okay, in the GUI you can control with your mouse. Here you can't. It's key binding only. I can't use my mouse inside here, but I can use I'm sure I can use copy and paste because I'm using Terminator, so I can do that. But the key bindings to go forward and all this stuff, I wrote some of the stuff that I need to do here. To go forward is the control and then F to go one word forward, and then control back, and then the mod key, which is the Alt key, the ALT key, and you press the mod key, the M key, and I can go forward one word with the mod key, Alt key, to and hold the Alt key and F, and I'll go one word forward, and I can hit back, go one word backwards. And say I want to go to the next line and all that. The next line is control C N, control N, and I'll go to the next line below, and to go to the previous line, which is up, is control P to get through here. And like I said, I still can use the arrows. So like I said, I ain't gonna show you all much about Emacs. I just want to show you that you can do your basic editing, just knowing just a few of these keys. And definitely I was surprised that it was a GUI form from the get-go. That threw me off big time. Now I try to play around. I like Vim, and I'm used to being Vim in here. Of course, the home keys for Vim is K, H, L, and J to get around. So but I thought it was fun I was gonna do a episode about all the keys, about copy and pasting and everything like that. And the copy and paste is to highlight something. I guess you hit the Control C. Whoops. Control spacebar, where you see down here it says mark activated, and then I can go I just go what I want to highlight. I can use the arrow keys, so I want to highlight all this, and to copy it is the mod key, which is the Alt key, and W, and then I copy it, and then I can put it So I want to add it right below it. We'll say I want to add it right here. To paste it is the Control Y, and then it's there. So, and then I can cut this back out. I just do the W, Control C. Of course, I can delete it somehow. Like I said, I ain't familiar with all the keys yet. So, and then to cut it is Control W, and then it's gone. So, and I noticed another thing about Emacs, it makes a copy automatically, a duplicate of your file in the same location as the original file is. And in mine, it's the two comments before and after, which is the copy version of Emacs, which that could be a pain if you did edit a lot of files and now you got copy files. But there is ways where you can have it default all the copy files to go somewhere else, or you can stop it from making a copy. But I think the copy part is pretty good, and I haven't read much about it. But right here is let me see. Yeah, right here. See, here's the original one that we were messing with, and here's a copy version of it before we started. So, so if I make changes here, I still got a original of a copy. I think that's what it is. And then when I think I save this one, and then this changes too. I really don't know how this works yet. It's this first time I mess with Emacs, so it's the first time I realize that it automatically makes a copy, and this is a copy of the same file. So so that's weird. So and then to get out of here is okay, auto save. Oh, I guess after I've done it for a while, it does auto save. Oh, that's pretty cool. While you're in the middle of typing, see, it even has that. See, I didn't know that. And to remember, X is Control X, and then Control C. Oh yeah, and then it's asking me if I want to save this file. So, and then of course I'm gonna say no. I don't want to save the file, so no. And now, exit anyway. Okay, modify buffer exit anyway. Say yes. Please answer yes or no. I gotta actually type it out. So there you go. And then Emacs opens up in a GUI. It's also, see, exit all this. It's also in my menu under development. Right there it is, Emacs. And Emacs does have other features. It has a built-in terminal, but it's their terminal. It's not our shell terminal. But some of the commands are still usable, and I played around with it a little bit. So it has a shell. It can open up in different windows too, which I thought was pretty cool to do in that. So you can have split windows, which is CX, and then just the 2, and then I got 2 windows now. Of course, if I want to do it the other way, I guess 3 or something. I don't know. But this is the split ones. I know there's a way the swap it where it's the other direction instead this way. And to get out of one is CX and just 1, and I'll stay in the window where I was in. So, and I was just playing around with that too. And you also get 2 separate buffers in each window. So it can have many buffers. It remembers. You can go back to your buffer history, so it remembers a lot of things that you already done in the past until you delete them. Or maybe it has a limit. I'm not for sure. Like I said, I'm not going to get into this very much because I want you to go and go to the website, read about it, learn. I guess it'd be easy in the GUI how to edit it and all this stuff. And like I said, I'm going to use the GUI when I have X. And if I don't have X, I got to learn some of the key bindings, of course, in the terminal, which I will. And I'm going to start using Emacs. And it has a built-in manual and all that stuff too. You just have to go, let's see, open file, open directory, custom. You just go to some websites. We could go to the Emacs website right now, which I guess it's org or something. Yeah, X Emacs org. Huh. I think it's the web page. I'll know once it opens up. And it's not opening up. So, but I think that's their website. Well, maybe this is their website. Emacs.com. Yeah. Let's see. Close that. Problem with the server. And this ain't their website. Huh. What is their website? Okay, this is the wiki page. And their website, it don't even tell you the website here either. Usually I have a website to go to. So you can read this here. GNU, Emacs, Xmax. So need to find where the website is. It's emacs.org. Emacs.org. Emacs.com. Alright, so I don't even know where Emacs website is. I guess it's GNU Emacs. Yeah. No, this ain't the website either. Here, official website. Emacs wiki. Huh. I thought it would be easy to find the web page. Here's the wiki page. Does it have the main page? Emacs. It says official page, but I'm not going to no page. Let's see, xemacs.com, or was it .org? Okay, .org. X.org. Huh. GNU Emacs. I never had this problem to find a website. Okay, just GNU.org is the website. So this is a website right here. So it's gnu.org. So that's their website to get to the text editor. And they changed their web page, updated it, and it's weird that it opens up in GNU right now. So and there's some videos to watch, and like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and it has themes and everything like that too. So alright, I found the website. It's gnu.org, and this opens up to the Emacs, which is now a graphical interface, which you can not make it graphical. And then I didn't change it yet, but actually the alias where I can just hit Emacs and it'll be in a no window. So if I uncomment this out and save it, which I guess I should did it in Emacs. I'm in a graphical mouse pad. Here I just don't save, and then let's see, go to here, Emacs, and then open up a file. Oh yeah, that's pretty decent. That's how it opens up a file here. And then open this up, press OK, and then I can just use the arrow keys, and then save it. I just go ahead and do the graphical here, save, and then I can just quit, and then I just open up bash, and then put just Emacs, and now I'm in the no window now. So that was pretty easy. So I can start using Emacs as the text editor. So, and to exit this, Control X and Control C. So I just have to remember how to close it, and then how to save the file, which I can exit and it automatically will ask me to save the file. But I think it's Control X and Control S to save. And to quit anything, it'll quit the buffer, I guess, is Control G. And that quits where you're at, and then you just have to tell where you want to proceed from there. So that's all I'm going to show you. I was just surprised that it was graphical, and sorry I didn't know exactly where the website was for Emacs, so found that real quick. And like I said, I'm going to start using Emacs as my default text editor. So I'll go ahead and install that on my current Linux distro, and I'm going to use it for the rest of the month and get familiar with the keys, because I'm going to start trying to do it with I'm going to do it both ways, the graphical and non-graphical way, and get familiar with both ways. So exit this, and my next episode, not sure what's going to be yet. I guess I'll surprise you. It might be another application or something, and of course I'll be talking about Emacs every time I use it for the continue of this month. So, and also install it in these virtual boxes if I do a different distro. But I ain't gonna show some installing any distros unless you guys ask for something here. So I guess that'll be it. Not very long. Didn't talk much about Emacs other than how to install it. And it's pretty simple using the GUI. I mean, it's just like any other GUI text editor. In the console, you have to learn the key bindings, but you can through manual and all that stuff. So I guess I'll go ahead and sign out, and I'll see you guys on episode 26. Bye.